Hello there, it's Richard here from Serious Cricket. Today we're going to look at how to play the short ball and the two options, aggressive and defensive options, that we have when playing that ball. So first of all, as a coach, I'm looking at getting our hands and our bat as high as possible. This ball's going to be bouncing hip high and above and can also be head high and above. So we need to have our hands up there ready to execute our shots. Next thing I'm very key on is the type of foot movement we make. My personal preference is to go back and across to get as in line with the ball as I possibly can. Now again, I'm a left-handed batter. The majority of bowlers I face are right arm over, so I need to work out that line and get onto it as quickly as possible. Ewan Morgan, for example, is another left-handed batter, and Joe Root to some sort of extent here, tend to go back straight towards either leg stump or middle and stay slightly inside the ball, and that then gives them options to get their hands accessing the ball as quickly as possible to play as many positive shots. Another different way of doing that is you can also pivot. Again, that's generally when the ball and the line of the ball is on the hips and the leg side, and it means that you can get your body out of the way and you don't get stuck. And by getting stuck, I mean you get pinned and you can get caught short leg and leg gully. Those movements are all slightly individual, and as you can see, everybody uses a different movement and does it in a different way. As coaches, that's something we need to keep working with, make our players as effective as possible. What we're going to do now is we're going to look at all the different shots. Our first defensive option is the weave. Okay. Key points here are that I've got good distance on the way back, giving myself time and opportunity to move out of the way of the ball. Second thing is I've stayed slightly leg side because I prefer to let the ball go offside. You can obviously let the ball go leg side as well. And the other thing is, as much as possible, I want to get my hands down as low as possible, because I really don't want that ball to nick off the edge, or particularly off my gloves. Another defensive option is the dump. So here we're looking at, I guess for me, I want to get in line with the ball as much as I can, and I've let that go underneath my head. What you'll have noticed is that I went a good distance back, allowing me that opportunity and movement room just to get underneath the ball, bend the knees and the hips. So if the ball's not into too much of a dangerous area, we can now look at playing a defensive shot. As a left-handed batter, I tend to stay quite open. You have the option of being slightly open or hips in line. Again, you'll have noticed that I tend to go back and across to get myself in line with the ball. And when I've hit it, I'm looking to hit it with a full face. And again, as you would have noticed, that the ball goes down, and I'm really going to use slow hands to hit the ball. So now we get to take on our pull shot. Couple of good hits there. What we're looking for from the pull shot is, again, we're going to keep talking about this, the distance we go back gives you the movement time and the reaction time to hit the ball. You will have noticed that I tend to lift my leg when I play this shot. Now I do that because it's probably the most natural thing for me, so I've just carried on doing it. And what it does is it allows me to get my hands to go through quickly, and then I have a counterbalance with my leg coming up, going slightly across the midline of my body. So as you can see, hands go to the right, foot goes to the left. Another way you can play this is to go back and across and then open up your foot and then your hands can come through. Hitting the ball is an interesting one here, and I say that because you can quite often lead to turning your hands through contact. So as much as possible we're looking for a full face, and you'll have noticed with my hits there are full face and then I turn. Again, that's just an individual swing for me. We're also looking to hit it at full arm stretch. So if you get a bit of width outside off stump, you get to play the cut shot. This time round, we're looking to get back and across, again, head in line as much as we can, but generally the ball's going to be outside the line of our body. There'll be a shoulder turn. Again, we're looking to hit with a full face. And this time, like the pull shot, we want a full swing of the arms around the body. This time the ball's a little bit closer to us on that off stump. We can look to play a forcing shot. Okay, as a left-hander, I tend to stay slightly open with my hips. You can go slightly open, or you can go absolutely in line. Again, you're going to have noticed that I went back and across. Get my head into line with the ball as much as possible. Full face contact, fast hands through the ball, and I'm looking to hit it somewhere between an extra cover, a gap between extra cover and mid-off, and if it's a particularly quick bowler, that'll slide to cover. Now that you've seen all our shot options, I've got a couple of key points to take away. Firstly, we're looking at that distance that we go back, and again, you can, as a player and coaches, we do need to just express our own individuality there, but really making sure that you play it as effectively as possible. Other little one is to make sure that your hands get as high as possible, and we're looking at full back face contact. Great. Different ways to practice that are from the tennis ball feed from about 4 or 5 paces. We're then looking to go further and further back so that we get to face the ball off the bowling machine and into those specific areas. And also, we're then looking to play against bowlers where they're bowling short at you to try and rough you up and cause you some great difficulties, just as though you would if you'd be facing in a game. Next little thought here is, once you've done that, you can also use a sidearm. That's a really great tool too. Thank you very much, and I hope you found that useful.